So we'll start over here on the left. We have
Ailish, Sloan.
Awesome. And Ailish, what team do you play on here at Sporting Blue Valley?
Sporting Blue Valley Holland 09.
So you're 2009?
Yes.
Awesome. And what grade is that in school right now?
Sophomores and juniors.
Okay. Where do you go to high school?
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Cool. Do you play soccer at Aquinas as well?
No.
Just at Blue Valley?
Yeah. I played freshman year, but not any other years.
Okay. Do you play any other sports?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse. Do you play club lacrosse?
Yeah, it's like club through the school.
Okay. So you got lacrosse, there's a lot of other sports that girls can play, but you chose to go Premier with soccer.
Yes.
Why did you choose to do that? Because it's a big commitment.
Yes. I think I chose to go to Premier Soccer because it gave me more opportunities to play. It's more serious than rec, so I could play more seriously like I wanted to. And I think it allowed me to get better because I wanted to play it for longer than all my other friends who were playing rec.
Right. Have you met more friends, new friends through Premier?
Yes, I've met so many new friends who go to different schools than me and who I haven't known, and now I'm friends with.
And you guys hang out outside of soccer?
Yeah.
Outside of practice? That's really cool. And do you guys do regular tournaments in addition to league play?
Yes.
Okay. Are they local, or have you gone outside of Kansas City?
I think both, right?
Both? Okay, cool. What's that like when you get to travel for a tournament? Is it
It's
fun?
really fun, yeah. The car ride isn't as fun, but I think that's where I've gotten closer to a lot of my friends is like hanging out with them, going to dinner, hanging out at night, and like talking, going swimming in the hotel pool. It's allowed me to get closer to my friends through that.
That's awesome. And on the right we have Mr.
Kevin Sloan.
Kevin, and you're a coach in the club, correct?
Correct.
Which team or teams do you coach?
I coach Sporting Blue Valley Holland 09 girls, which is Ailish's team. I currently don't have a high school boys team for the spring, so this is the only team I have coaching right now.
High school boys in the past?
Yes, this is the first spring I've actually will not be coaching a high school boys team.
Okay. How many years have you been coaching with Sporting Blue Valley?
I was here when we merged with KCFC.
Okay.
So from the beginning.
Awesome. So you were with KCFC before?
Correct. I think I started in about 2003 with KCFC, and then coached with them throughout the years following, and then we merged with Blue Valley at the time to make Sporting Blue Valley as a club. And I've been here ever since.
So from the time of the merge before, because you guys were doing pretty well at KCFC, at the merge and since, do you feel like Sporting Blue Valley's done a pretty good job of building on that success you guys had at KCFC? Yes,
definitely. We for sure we're one of the best teams in the state of Kansas, especially in the girls' side. We had a lot of success with the girls' side, and when we merged, there were some difficulties. We talked for a long time, but KCFC at the time, we didn't have access to a lot of facilities. Didn't have the rec program that Blue Valley had, so we kind of saw the future coming. We saw the writing on the wall with our club, and we thought, well, with the Shields Overland Park complex just about opening at the time, we kind of thought that it was the best thing for us long term to merge with Blue Valley at the time. Right. A lot of meetings, a lot of complicated stuff went on, but we got it figured out.
Yeah. In hindsight, do you think that was the best decision?
I believe so. Yeah. No one likes change, and it was tough for us because, in a lot of instances, we were beating Blue Valley teams, and we were the top club on a lot of different age groups. Right. But it's definitely been the best move for sure.
Obviously, you're from a different country. Where are you from, and what brought you to the United States and specifically Overland Park?
So I'm from County Down. It's in the north of Ireland on the east coast, about 2 hours north of Dublin, about an hour south of Belfast. I came over here in 2001 to coach for Challenger Sports. Came over here for the summer to coach basically camps. And I was supposed to go home on September 13th, and 9/11 happened. And so I ended up staying here because my flights kept getting canceled. And Challenger Sports were very good to me. They gave me a job in the warehouse. They let me stay on. And then they offered me a full-time position start in February 2002, which was a brand new position they just formed. And because I was kind of here in town, their headquarters are in Lenexa, I ended up getting the job, and I came back in February 2002. So, 9/11 was a huge, event that happened in the U.S. And I probably would have gone home and not come. Maybe I would have came back for the summer, but it ended up being a catalyst for me staying and working full time for Challenger until about 2003, 2004. And then I started coaching for KCFC full time. So basically I stayed on in the US because of that.
Yeah. Wow, that's a crazy story. Before
Totally unplanned.
Yeah. In Ireland and maybe even a little bit here, did you play when you were growing up?
So I played Gaelic football and hurling, which is the two main sports in Ireland growing up.
Okay.
I didn't really play a lot of soccer, to be honest with you. It was kind of termed like an English sport. My father wasn't a big fan of it. We didn't really play a lot when I was a kid. It was about 16, 17 when I started playing soccer.
Yeah.
And I would play for like the local side, you know, what they call pub sides over there, just, you know, for fun. And ended up going to college in Belfast and playing for the college team. And all the while was playing Gaelic football too.
Okay.
And Gaelic football is a very, it's a good sport if you're with soccer. It's very similar. A lot of the same physical stuff goes on. So, you know, soccer was, you know, if you're inclined to play that, soccer was kind of easy for me, honestly, because Gaelic's a lot more physical. So, yeah, I started playing then and ended up kind of getting into the soccer world a little bit through college. And after that, then, you know, went to Cardiff to complete my university education, if you like, and then continued to play there as well.
Cool. And do you think, because I think that having playing another sport, especially a very physical sport, probably helps you out in the way that you're able to coach, especially boys, right? Keeping that physicality up on the field in soccer, which you don't get a lot of. Do you feel like that's helped you out?
It has. I mean, you know, I came from a different country too, which was a great perspective coming over here. So Gaelic football is a very physical sport. It's a big part of it. Soccer can be too, although we're now seeing the physicality go out of the game a little bit, in my opinion. But for sure, it's helped me coach soccer. Yeah.
So Ailish, what position or positions do you play?
I play center back.
Center back. Okay, so you're pretty tough back there. You got to be behind the wall, right?
That's what he tells me to do, yeah.
Are you?
I mean, I try to be.
Yeah, that's good. Do you, when you're playing in Heartland Premier, do you feel like that level of play challenges you? At each team that you've been on, do you feel like you've been challenged, or are you able to just go out there and kind of kick around and still win?
I feel like definitely this year and last year I was challenged a lot more. We moved up to Division 2 last year and then Division 1 this year. Okay. So it's obviously more competition and like playing against harder teams. And we haven't like won as much, which I feel like in the past years, it kind of came easy to us. I started playing, I think, on a Division 5 team. And so when I first started, things I think came pretty easily to me. But then as we've gone up in divisions, it's definitely gotten harder.
Yeah. So have you always played on your dad's team?
No. When I first tried out, I originally played on, it was called Spain, and I played for Todd. Yeah, he's not in the club anymore.
Yeah, Todd Tuketsky.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Correct.
And you've had different coaches through as well?
I had Todd that first year, and then Todd again, but then in the spring, we had someone else come in named Will, and then my dad helped out along the spring as well for games, and then that next tryout year is when he took over.
Do you feel like each coach here that you've had, starting at the very beginning, has prepared you to move up to that next level, starting on a lower division, moving all the way up to D1? That's not easy to do. Do you feel like you've been prepared?
Yeah, I feel like each coach has definitely made it that their goal to move up in division, especially when I moved up, when my dad took over. He obviously told us that it's great to have fun and to love what you're doing, but also try and challenge yourself and move up. And I feel like, especially with him, like I said, he's wanted that for us, and we've done it. So
right, and I feel like it's a pretty good lesson off the field too, right? To have fun, but continue to challenge yourself. Is there anything that your dad has done for you, not just as a coach, but off the field, that's made your soccer experience and kind of journey more positive or more enjoyable, that you know a lot of kids don't get?
I feel like since he's a coach, he's been given a lot of opportunities to go watch soccer games and go do all these different events, and I've been able to join him, and it's definitely been really cool to see all that and to kind of see like what is offered through this club and also other opportunities he's been given. I think it's definitely shown me more of the sport outside of just playing for this club. So yeah.
If your dad wasn't coaching here, do you think you would stay at Sporting Blue Valley?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it would just kind of, I mean, obviously it's great to have you as a coach, but I wouldn't really matter to me who my coach is, but I would think I would still play with this club, yeah.
Kevin, do you think, and be honest here, do you think Sporting Blue Valley does a good job of supporting the coach? And not just directly, but in terms of giving your admin enough preparation to make the job easier on you?
For sure. It's very, very, it's very gratifying to have a office staff like we do. Yourselves included in that, and Julie and Pam has just left. I mean, the office staff and support's been amazing. The admins, I feel, get fully supported. The coaches here are, I mean, we just had our, Christmas get together a few weeks ago, and I made the point of telling everyone how spoiled we are. The coaches are really looked after. We have tremendous facilities. We have a tremendous support group with each other. The office backs us 100%. And, they don't just say yes to everything. They make sure that it works for everybody. But we have the full backing of the club. We never feel isolated. We never feel as if we're by ourselves, in the point that we've got out on a limb and doing something. We always feel supported. And, I feel our admins do too. And they're just such a huge part of our club. I think they have to be. It's, tremendous undertaking to do what they do. I've had a lot of admins over the years. I've had a couple of high school boys teams where we didn't have an admin and I had to do it. And I had a full appreciation of how tough that job is.
Yeah. As far as, like you said, we have the Christmas party, we have get-togethers every once in a while. You're friends with a lot of the coaches. Do you think that in the age groups that you've been involved with, that there is connection between the coaches to move players up? Or do you think there's, and again, be honest, is there a ceiling for those kids who aren't on a platform team to move up? Or are they able to, is there a pathway for them?
Yeah, I feel there's always a pathway. I think the coaches of this club, they want nothing but the best for the kids, and they want the kids to move on. And I really feel that, having a kid that, if you're trying to prevent someone from doing that, it doesn't work for the team. It doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for them. And I really feel the coaches get together and we talk a lot. And in certain age groups, in the younger age groups, they coach together, and we have the technical training. And I think everyone is always talking. And I've definitely seen in the last couple of years a big increase in us saying, listen, especially around like the end of the Christmas time, hey, is anyone able to move? We've seen that kid for 3-4 months now. Did we make a mistake at tryouts? If we did, can we move the player as soon as possible? And I don't feel anyone hangs on to anybody for the point of like, oh, my team will be better because this player is there. Yeah. And I feel there's always a pathway in any club, but I feel with the sheer amount of teams that we have, there's always someone that will be able to move to the next level. And even the players that don't want to move to that level, we always tell them they kind of, you should. Mm-hmm. Players want to stay behind because they're friends, and, we don't really encourage that as much. We want them to move on, be better players, be in a better team, right, be in another environment that challenges them, be with another coach. Ailish touched upon having a couple of coaches before I came along. That's a great thing. It means you're listening to 3-4 different points of view, and you're going to get better because of it, in my opinion. Right. But no, there's a definite pathway in the club, and I know, with Sean Forslini on the girls' side and Richard TB Sean on the boys' side, Richard on the girls' side, they're always making the point of like, what's out there, what can we do, what's next? Right. So yeah, and I think that's one of the strengths of our clubs, for sure.
And you've seen both sides, having a daughter, but also coaching boys. We just got 2 platforms for our boys this year. Yep. There's a lot of platforms out there, though. Do you feel like there's value in that, or do you feel like it's just marketing?
There is value in it. There also is the player that doesn't, especially the high school boys, that necessarily doesn't want that commitment 3 times a week. MLS Next came in last year for us, and I was involved in that a little bit. Ibrahim now has the vast majority of my kids that got moved to the MLS Next level because they wanted to play. Some of the boys didn't. They didn't want to come out 3 times a week. They didn't want to travel, and that's fine. It was their last year. They wanted to finish the year out and be done with it. But it's good to have the best option. I feel we do on both sides, boys and girls having ECNL and MLS Next. I think the club always strive to do that, and there's always the player that wants to do that. We also have options for the players that don't, and I feel one of our strengths is we have coaches for those players that don't want to do the pathway, and we have coaches for the players that want to follow the pathway and become better and move on to the college level and beyond.
Kevin, you mentioned tryout. Going through the tryout process, it's different than everywhere else. You check in and we give you a ticket, and then you get your photo taken, and then you go to your field and you move through fields. Has that helped you as a coach? Just the organization and the way that we do it, has it helped you identify kids properly for your teams and help the age group? Do you feel like we do a pretty good job of that here?
I really do, and tryouts are difficult. There's no right or wrong way sometimes, and I feel that some years we always criticize each other and go, could we do this? Could we do that? But I feel the structure is really good and it's in place for us to identify new players coming in, the camps beforehand. We do the camps.
Right.
We do the ID clinics when the state lets us. I feel the structure of the day is great with the player cards, identifications that we do, makes the coach's job easier. And then you have people on the field helping you, getting the kids warmed up. You go to the field, you identify your new player, you come back, you're not worried about your existing players that are there. We prep beforehand with our existing, our current players. We have all that figured out beforehand when we sit down. Then, of course, that happens during tryouts too. I feel tryouts are very structured, and they have to be, because they can be chaotic.
Yeah.
I mean, tryouts can be a nightmare. You can get lost in the shuffle as a coach. You can get lost in the shuffle as a player. Numbers can be overwhelming. It can be very, very stressful on everybody. And I mean, I've gone through 25 plus years of tryouts. I got to tell you, every year I kind of dread it. Yeah. I don't look forward to it at all. I've never slept the night before, ever. And even though I think I'm going to have an easy day, if you want to call it that, it never turns out that way. But when you have the structure that we do and the backing that we do and the things in place that we do, I feel that it makes your job easier because, as you know, there's so many things happen during tryouts that could just derail something. And if we have things in place that help prevent that, right, and we put the kids first, because the outside players don't see that sometimes. They want to come in and have the best experience possible. Yeah. And I feel the mistakes are less and less every year. And every year we sit down and we talk about it every year. We talk about it afters. We have meetings during tryouts. We sit in groups and we talk. Yeah. And we always feel, can we do something better? How did that, and we're always interested in how that player, where did they end up? What happened? And the following week even, and last thing on this, I think a lot of people think tryouts are just done that weekend. The following week, there's still stuff going on. Yeah. Changes are being made behind the scenes, or we're still communicating with parents and with coaches, and there's still opportunities for players. It's not a good time for anyone, I feel, tryouts. I don't know, I want to ask Ailish her opinion on how she feels about tryouts, but I definitely feel as a club we're as prepared as we're going to be.
Ailish, what has been your favorite just SBV experience? Like something like a tournament that you've gone to, a training that you've done, your favorite SBV experience so far that you've had with the club in all your years here?
That's a really hard question because I feel like I've had so many different things that have happened. But I think one of the tournaments that I mentioned earlier, I think we went to Iowa that year. It was so much fun. I think I had a lot of my really close friends on that team. And then unfortunately the next year, a lot of them left. But I think that was one of our last times we were all together as one.
In Des Moines.
Oh yeah, in Des Moines, sorry. There were other teams from our club who were also there, so we got to meet up with and talk with. I just think hanging out with them, like I said, going to the pool, hanging out, like getting dinner, going to games together. And did we win that tournament?
We did.
Yeah, winning that tournament also was a big,
Very cool.
yeah, really, really fun idea.
Great. So are you a junior right now?
Yes.
So you're going to be a senior next year.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most looking forward to senior year? You've got last year soccer, maybe last year lacrosse, unless you want to go to college for that. What are you looking forward to in senior year?
I think I'm most looking forward to meeting again new people, since the age group is splitting up this year or next year for tryouts. I'm losing a lot of my friends, but I'm also getting the opportunity to meet new people, which is one of my favorite parts of being in this club. I think I'm very looking forward to that, and also just like having fun playing one of my last years playing soccer with this club. And then for school-wise, I think I'm just excited to get ready for college and figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. And yeah.
That's great. How has your experience at Aquinas been? Are you enjoying it over there?
Yes, I love it so much.
That's great. Would you recommend a young lady who's maybe in middle school right now, she's looking at high schools, has your experience at Aquinas been positive enough to recommend it?
Yes, 100%. I would definitely recommend going to Aquinas. I mean, any high school will offer you a lot of the same things, but I think Aquinas is really special and you'll have so much fun. And like right now we're having Catholic Schools Week and we have all these different ideas and events and stuff like that planned out that I think is really enjoyable when you're there.
Cool. So you've got school going on, you've got events that you partake in school, you got friends, and you got soccer. How do you balance all of that? What do you start with? Do you start with your school schedule, your practice schedule, and then work around that? What does that look like for you?
I think it's definitely easier that we only have 2 days of soccer a week and then any time in the weekend. In the spring, it definitely gets harder because of lacrosse as well. I think I mostly just try and get done with all my schoolwork and focus on that first. And then if I can't get that done, then I'll just try and do it some other time. But I have to fit in, obviously, soccer and practice and lacrosse and my friends and everything like that. So school is probably one of my first priorities, but then my sports and then my friends come second.
Right. Do you feel like you've gotten better at the organization as years have gone on?
Yes, for sure. I think freshman year I really struggled with the time management of it all and trying to figure out when I need to fit in certain things. But over the years I've definitely gotten better at that, and I feel like it's one of my strongest skills that I've gotten.
That's great. Good for you. On that note, somebody might be looking at SBV or club soccer as a whole, and they might be thinking, man, 2 practices a week. You're talking about going to Des Moines, league play on the weekends. What would you tell somebody who is worried about the time commitment of Premier Soccer?
I would say at the start, it probably feels like it's going to be a lot, but the coaches are very understanding if you need to miss something or if you can't make it. And I feel like going to practices and going to games has been obviously very beneficial. It's helped me learn a lot more and gotten better at soccer in general. But even if you can't make it, it'll still be okay and everything will work out in the end. But you can also go to different things to make up for that time that you've missed.
So Kevin, you're a coach and a parent, which gives you a great perspective, a unique one not a lot of people have. What is something that a lot of parents don't know about youth soccer in general, or Sporting Blue Valley, that you would tell them to kind of peel back the curtain a little bit and make their job easier?
Yeah, it's tough. It can be a tough environment. It can also be a very enjoyable environment. But I feel a lot of parents don't see the developmental side and how long it takes to develop a player over a number of years. Right. And Ailish touched earlier on our team going from division to division, and that's not an accident. That's how they worked over the course of 3 or 4 years, moving up divisions, winning tournaments where before they hadn't maybe won a game in a tournament. But parents have to be I think they have to be a little patient, and they have to trust the process of the club that they're in. And with our club, like we talked about, having that pathway, you don't see results overnight. Some parents are lucky and do see results overnight and move up the ladder very quickly. But I would just tell them, let the process, let it play out. Go along with it. Trust your kid. Let them play. And the stuff that you don't see is the hard work behind the scenes that the players do also, the stuff they do extra.
Yeah.
And, you know, as coaches, we always want to see our players doing extra things, maybe doing soccer fit, maybe joining in with another practice of another age group, which the club encourages, doing 3 days a week instead of 2, doing something extra at home, and just let it play out and trust your kid and let them do what they do. And even if a player is doing that and not moving as quickly as what they think they are, they're still going to get better for doing that extra work.
Right.
More touches in the ball, doing the extra stuff, you know, in their own time.
Yeah.
Which is tough because, you know, as they get older, a lot of their time is not their own.
Yeah.
But I talk to Ailish all the time about this. You know, there's opportunities to work out in the winter, work out during the summer. Yep. It's just if that's what they want to do. And as a parent, sometimes you feel, and you know, as a parent and a coach, you want things to happen quicker. But it's just not always possible.
What is something that you do for Ailish that you wish every parent did for their player?
It kind of goes back to when the game is over, I feel it's over and you move on. It's very tough to drive home in the car and not comment on what just happened, not coach all over again. I try not to do it. Ailish may disagree sometimes.
Yeah.
We have a unique relationship too, where being the coach, we can talk and we can separate the two.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of tough sometimes for Ailish, and I totally appreciate this. She feels that you're doing the parent and the coach at the same time, and you're trying to be the coach and tell her this is what's good for that situation. But it's also tough not for her to think that you're the parent coming in and saying the same thing. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
But
No, that's great.
having the relationship that we do, she knows that this is coaching, this is personal, if you like.
Last question. There's a lot of clubs to choose from in the area. A lot of good clubs, quality places.
Yep.
You've seen everything under the sun being here since early 2000s. What is one thing that you'd say to somebody who's considering Sporting Blue Valley in comparison to the other options in the area?
You know, we get asked this question as coaches a lot, and we also around tryout times, our own parents ask us this question. And my thing is the strength of coaches. I feel, you know, I think every club offers a uniform. They offer facilities. I mean, we have one of the better facilities in the area, but now there's a lot out there. They offer a structure. They offer some office staff, some don't. They have a pay structure for the parents. It's probably pretty similar. They have a sponsorship with they have scholarships. So for me, it's the coaching. If you're going to choose a club for your player, you choose the coaching. And I think the depth of coaching that we have and the strength of coaching that we have in town is above and beyond every other club. So a lot of clubs have very good coaches.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs have 2 or 3 excellent coaches. We have 6 or 7 excellent coaches. So we definitely are. I think our strength and depth is a big factor for me for telling people this is where you should be at. Plus the things that we offer, the extra stuff, the extra training, the goalkeeper training, the facilities that we have. Our rec program is second to none. When it comes down to everything else being similar, I think our coaching is elevated, and I'll put our coaches up against anybody in any age group, in boys, girls, any next level, you know, coaching, any leagues. I think I'll put our coaches up against anybody.